and for fame, and it got the best of me, brought shame upon my name.
You'll find me wherever I am. I love this song because I just like the concept behind the lyric of people finding somewhere to go so they can't be found.
It was originally going to be about a trip I took to Europe. I wrote the chorus while I was over there. I was just sort of walking around the streets, and I had the phrase, "You'll find me wherever I am," which I thought, oh, it's kind of a cool title. And got back and wrote the rest of the song and hated what I wrote. I liked the chorus, but I didn't like the verses. So I scrapped the verses, and then I thought, well, I don't know what the song's going to be about. I stumbled on the story of Donald Crowhurst, who was an amateur sailor. He went missing at sea on a round-the-world sailing race. And I thought, oh, you'll find me wherever I am. That kind of ties into the theme of the song. Maybe it's about people who have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. And the first person I thought of after that was D.B. Cooper, probably one of the most famous disappearances, at least in the last 50 years, you know. And I felt like I was really cooking after that. I thought, oh, this is really great. So I looked up other mysterious disappearances and discovered the work of Connie Converse, who was a folk singer in the 50s and 60s, and went, well, this is it. This is what the song is about. And I wrote the song in an afternoon.
See that bird sitting on my windowsill, well, he's saying whippoorwill all the night through. See that brook running by my kitchen door, well, it couldn't talk no more if it was you.
The song really is a global effort. There's so many people from different parts of the world playing on this song. So the stuff we recorded here were Jonty on the drums, who did a great job. It's not really a genre that he's used to playing, but did a fantastic job with the material.
You'll Find Me Wherever I Am is my favorite song on the album, purely because A, it's a banger, and also because it was one of the most difficult songs to play, purely because consistency-wise, you have to keep that beat up. And although I got many takes at it, I wanted to kind of get as much done in one take as possible and kind of make it more consistent so that the beats are like all on time. Whereas if I have to like start again or come in a different time, it can kind of throw me a little bit. So I wanted to get as much consistency with the song as possible and get that kind of beat, and that train beat is really, really kind of, it seems easy and it sounds easy, but it's actually quite a difficult thing to keep going.
I recorded the bass and the vocals here. My friend Robbie O'Hara is playing guitar on the track. He did 6 full takes of the song, and they were all great, so we used all of them. They're just kind of stacked one on top of the other and panned around the place, so it feels like a whole bunch of guitars coming at you. The strings were recorded at the home studio of my friend Fletcher Oxford. There's 2 string players, Lucy Gardner and Shelby Maples, and they came in and played each part through a few times, and then we layered them. So it sounds like there's more than there actually is, but there's only 2 of them.
When you isolate it, it sounds a bit reedy, but when you sit it in the track, it's got that aggression and pokes out and does its thing.
Oh. What was the name of that program?
It was this song too that I thought I would experiment with freelance services, like online services like Fiverr. So a couple of musicians I got on Fiverr. Fiverr is a website where you can kind of hire people to contribute to your project remotely. So there's a banjo in the last verse and chorus. That's a guy called Power Jimmy from Serbia, the Serbian banjo player on the song. The piano on the track is from a service called Musiversal, which was brand new at the time. It had only just started, and it's kind of an upscale version of Fiverr, where you get to sit in on the session. So I had a Zoom call with this guy Marco Cremicini, who was in Milan. It was like 25 minutes, and he had the lead sheet that I'd sent him. He had all the stuff, and he played through the song a few times, and at the end of the 25 minutes he sent me through the tracks, and that was it.
Yeah, so the piano track in this one was one that arrived in a file. Some guy had done a track that's very cool, and it, as Liam mentioned at the time, it feels as though it's quite timid, and it's not being very aggressive, and yet in the track it feels as though it's doing stuff. There it is. As you can tell from that little bit there, it's quite aggressive on the EQ. If I set that in the track, we're in a bar room somewhere in the States.
Probably the centerpiece of the whole song would be the guitar solo, which was just a guy I found on Fiverr, Ian Archibald in Melbourne. Plays country guitar, and he did the most amazing job, and it's the bit of the song that everybody talks about. High note at the end, high note. It's more of a scream, really, more than anything else. And I think there was a bit of massaging to make it on pitch, you know.
There was some worry that this note might not be very good, and looking at it, we did about 3 or 4 vocal takes, and so it's on, I think, the 3rd take we got this note, and it wasn't perfection, but we do have tools at hand that were able to help massage it into the correct position.
Wherever I am, you'll find me. Wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever I am.
There's the overshoot. So you can see the yellow line is what I've made it, and that line there, the grey one, is where he went. So instead of going to G3, he went to C4, just shy of C4. Quite a long way. Yeah, we had to do that because it was hurting. It's good pitch software, this, because it's pretty invisible. And then this one had started off too high, so we brought it back down to the orange, and then it had popped up a little bit there, a little bit of uncontrolled pitch.
But I tried to get there. I didn't fully succeed, but I kind of succeeded. So, you know, points for trying, I guess.